Simone Bianchi. An empire in decay. All empires crumble, and Asgard is no exception. Hard times have fallen on the kingdom of the gods. Odin is missing, perpetual winter has come, the vassals are revolting, and Baldur is dead. Left to rule in the All-Father's steed. Thor is doing all he can to keep Asgard together, but the burden of leading his people during such dark times has left the foot and the gods so weary he is unable to wield his sacred hammer Mjolnir. Thor and his army return home from a brutal campaign to quell the rebelling frost giants. To find Asgard is no longer a safe haven, an attack on Bifrost. The Rainbow Bridge leaves its guardian Heimdall critically wounded, and due to the perpetual winter, the stores of the golden apples that grant the Asgardians of immortality are running out, leaving the gods to age and eventually die. Is it coincidence that such hardship should befall Asgard all at once, or is the kingdom under attack by an unseen enemy? It's Thor as you've never seen, not just as a hero and warrior, but as a king trying to keep his empire from falling apart. Can the once mighty god underwrite his land, his people, and himself, and return Asgard to its former glory? I mean, properly. I reckon you can. Okay, chapter 1. Asgardians, behold, our enemy bearded in his very den. Long has he flouted our rule, spurned our dictates, disdained our bounty. Yet never did we raise arms against him, till, compelled by what madness we cannot know, he sought through violence to subvert our rule over a realm we hold by right of conquest. The fell rebellion now ends. On my word, drive forward in fire and frenzy. Grind Jotunheim to dust, Asgard. Asgard. The gate is breached, brothers in arms. Enter and bring your wrath to our enemy's very doorstep. This day we. Why do you falter, Odinson? What halts you? Infamy tear of such a kind which sullies the eyes to look on it. Ah, so I see. At the last the frost giants divest themselves of even the pretense of honour. In the face of such perfidy, how shall Asgard respond? As god of war, I advise. I require no counsel, Tyr. I was charged by the All-Father to keep order throughout the realm. My choice is thus made for me. Onward. Severick, son of Harik. Yo, Carter, who is? How you going? Thanks for the chat. The support. Very kind of you. Severick, son of Harik. Are you not? I commend you. Oh, thanks to like. That's so kind of you. Cheers. I commend you on your conduct this past hour. You did full justice to your father's bold legacy. I seek no credit for this day's doings, my lord. I'm good, Carter, as Riz. How are you going? Is it true you have Riz? As per your username? I presume you do. Yep, I thought so. I'm really proud of you, Anakin, for having Riz. Good on you. Women have died at our hands, and so too weaponless youths, well before their first beards. Forgive me, my lord, I cannot but feel shame. I will do more than forgive you. I will join you in such sentiment. War is not always glory, Severick, son of Harik. It can be craven and cruel, as we have seen within these gates. But must it be so? Was there no other way? None. Had Asgard quailed before the frost giants' living shields, every nation in the 9 worlds would have adopted that tactic against us. We would face stalemate in every place, and soon Asgard's very empire would be no more. I see. I suppose that would be a bad thing. Here, take comfort in the arrival of Brunhilde and her sister Valkyries. They come to collect those souls worthy of feasting among the heroes in Valhalla's hallowed halls. Outlanders are rare in that company, but the valiant women and children of Jotunheim will join them this day, an honor denied their recreant menfolk. We must have a care, my lord, lest it be denied as well to us. Leave you now to secure this peace we have so dearly purchased here in troubled Jotunheim. Should you require reinforcements, you have but to summon them from the capital, and they will be sent. This is my pledge. Fill Jotunheim to the brim with your reinforcements, Odinson. You will need them, for the frost giants will no longer bow to such as you. Sorry, phlegm. Never have I witnessed such proud defiance. The dwarves of Nidavellir, the elves of Svartalheim, now the giants of Jotunheim, all across the empire. Sorry, phlegm. Our former vassals defy our authority. Where is the respect, the fear we once bred in these subject peoples? In mere moments, we will come within sight of the gleaming spires of Asgard city, fast concluding our long journey home. And in triumphant fashion too, with order restored to fractious Jotunheim. Imagine what reception awaits us at the palace. For such deeds as you have done this day, our celebration is your due, Odinson, with cups raised to your health long into the night. Fandral, mock me not. With that winter relinquished its cursed hold on the city, I fie on such feeble souls, had they but taken the trouble to eat 9 meals a day, as common. Fie on such feeble souls, had they but taken the trouble to eat 9 meals a day, as common sense would have them do. This bitter wind could not reach their bones, much less chill them. Not everyone has a big appetite as you, Volstagg, the voluminous, and on the hearts of those who abide in it. I pity them not. No, indeed, Volstagg, says your pity for your unfortunate mound. Save your pity for your unfortunate mound. Yeah, I agree with Fandral on that one. And so the conquering heroes return. Did all go well in Jotunheim? One more rebellious vassal state brought to heel at the cost of Asgardian breath and blood. What good news, the better to distract us from more pressing matters, or if you've forgotten those, my lord. If so, I am pleased to enumerate them for you. The long absence of All-Father Odin, this interminable winter, now in its 26th month, the dwindling reserves of grain, the mutinous mutterings in the capital itself. My lady, you astonish me. Have you lurked here at the palace door all these weeks like a spider, just so that you might accost us at the very moment of our return? We are warriors, home from battle. Give us respite. Respite? From what, Tyr? From the imminent collapse of Asgard? I should have thought gallivanting about the 9 worlds for weeks at a time was sufficient respite from that, from facing that. Viper, it is we who toil to save the Empire. You toil to save limbs while the heart sickens and fails. Speak not to me in metaphor, I prefer blunt reality. What would you have us do, lady? Remain here in the capital and wring our hands over the state of affairs. We do what we can. We fight what enemies present themselves. That is to the point here. Our troubles are the work of an enemy who does not present himself, and so must be drawn out. So imagine, my lady, what proof have you? My proof is the sheer number, calamities that have befallen us, slaying of Baldur, and the flight of guilty Loki, the subsequent onset of endless winter, the All-Father's disappearance. All-Father, Odin did not disappear. He ventures to Midgard for the express purpose of finding resolution to these troubles. That was 2 years ago. Indeed, so he left Forest region so that his absence, if protracted, would not result in chaos. But chaos has resulted. You are doing not the work of any hidden enemy. You blame me for the rebellions in our subject lands. I blame you for the stirring of insurrection here at home. I speak my mind as ever You speak treason, you god of war, you go too far. Time has not softened the lady Sif's tongue, nor tempered tears diplomacy. Why should it? Each has attracted a faction of similar minds, from whom they hear nothing but the merit of their own words. So I know for both parties who sought to add worthy Volstagg to their ranks, but I declined as a hero, must stand ever on his own, and you have difficulty enough doing that, O perilously balanced one. Thank you for the like, so kind. What miserable slander affronts my ears. Noble Volstagg is a prince among athletes. Would that I had died in battle yestereve, to be feasting now among the valiant in Valhalla, instead of hounded by doubts and uncertainty. Such carnage, so much innocent blood, and for no clear victory. Behold Jotunheim, but sieves within our grasp. And yet to return home to such discord and rancor, division in my own court, my every action endlessly debated. Rap. While the common folk resent their hero for not having their rescue well in hand, as I have ever done before. No more shrill voices tonight, and yet Odin did appoint me to stand in his stead, and so I must enter. Pardon me, my lord, I know you are at this very hour returned from Jotunheim. Idun, what tidings bears the goddess of immortality? None but the very worst, my lord. You know well the litany of misfortunes that have befallen us of late, commencing with the murder of Baldur, contrived by Loki, which triggered this bitter onslaught, this 3-year Fimbul winter, which prophecy says precedes Ragnarok and Asgard's destruction. Yes, Idun, I do know of the threat of Ragnarok. Why recall it to me now? Because we may not live to see it. As you know, I tend the golden apples since ancient days have given us our immortality. Hi, Christine Marks, how are you? Thank you for the support. Because we consume these wondrous fruits, we neither age nor wither, nor die in nature's time. But this accursed winter prevents the trees from coming to bud, and if they cannot bud, they cannot bloom. Our storehouses are near depleted, and no apples grow to refill them, my lord. We face, you and I, the prospect of a mortal demise. One more disaster, one more blow to beleaguered Asgard, and to our very lives. I would that my father had not left me to bear these many burdens. But I must trust that wherever he may be, his wit and courage will accomplish what I alone. Eh? What, beloved, were you not expecting me? I had my doubts. Your outburst today was warranted, and I stand by every word, yet I remain true to our prior arrangement. That in this room, if in no other, your will is my own. It is not merely for reasons of state that I object to your long absences from the capital. There is, as if I remember, even your offer of submission carries a barb. I cannot help it, beloved. No bold as death left a void in your Stavro 6 underscore 7. I appreciate the support. Thank you. I cannot help it, beloved. I know bold as death left a void in your inner circle, but to have filled it with tear is to mock Balder's memory. God of war indeed, God of futile campaigning, more like. In maligning his authority, here there is no tear, no. Oh, thanks for the like. That's so kind. Here there is no tear, no rebel nations, no endless winter, no Asgard. There is only we two nameless, and without history, a man and a woman, lost in love. And, I caught it. I did pluck it from the very air. No, you did not. Beloved Sith, gathered here on this cold, clear morning to wish swift journey and good fortune to two of our number. Idun, goddess of immortality, and her brother Frey, god of the harvest. They travel to Midgard, where they will seek to discover some fertile ground, in which to sow the seeds of the apples of immortality, which no longer find purchase in Asgard's frozen soil. Many an age has passed since we Aesir made our home among the Midgardians. But it is our hope that the divine energies that once allowed us to flourish there still linger in a sufficient strength to give root, flower, and fruit to Idun's precious cargo. Join me now in bidding them farewell as noble Heimdall, guardian of the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge, allows them to pass out of this gilded realm, across the shimmering span that is all that yet connects us with the realm of our ancient origins. Bifrost the Beautiful, which remains both the symbol of our heroic transcendence and the tether to our never-ending responsibilities. Never-ending until we expire of boredom, as you say, Miller. How I do weary of this endless bridge worship that borders on fetishism, and the tiresome exaltation of lug-headed Heimdall. As though the bridge actually requires a guardian. No one I know would be caught dead anywhere near it, save our beloved regent, who hops back and forth across it like a toad. Hush, you impudent urchins. You were none of you old enough to recall Asgard's days of glory. Yet you take relish in disdaining the very foundations of our culture. Have a care. Hard times are at hand. Oh dear, we appear to have misbehaved. What effrontery! Why, it almost makes me long for the days of tyrannical old Odin. And should Odin and Frey fail in their task, you will not be spared the consequences because you are young and comely. Hi, Naturam66. Thanks for the support. Whatever happened to him, I wonder. Her. Frick. Greetings, wife. Your mounts, my friends, may you prosper on your errand, run to us in good, eh? What just passed? An attack, but not from without. From within, to arms. They come. Assemble the weapon. These are but a handful of weapons. Hi, Naturam. Thank you. Support. You have done with them. They may be few in number, but they fight like demons, Odin's son. Hurry, hurry. Heimdall, you yet live? Bifrost. For my brother Heimdall, you dog. Mighty Volstagg has achieved his kill, Bifrost. Your wounds are grievous, Heimdall. Rest you here, whilst Dalery enter the fray. Finished. Cannot lie low. Duty, Bifrost. Do it. Discharge the device. Device? What device? Bifrost. Shushum. Oomph. Traitor, you will answer for this madness. What conceivable gain can be had from such wanton destruction as you have here attempted? What gain, Regent? Destruction itself is the gain, and it is the will of who commands us. As is this. No. So, there is an enemy. Is she free? You are regent of Asgard. To take up that burden, you must set down this one. It is true. Since assuming my father's place, I have not had the vigor to have Mjolnir. Why does Balder thus taunt me with my failings? Or is it not Balder at all, but my own troubles of consciousness cloaked in his form? If I could but, I beg your pardon, Odin's son. But I cannot say when or whether he will awaken. It grieves me to leave him so, he who was so valiant in my defence. But if Frey and I succeed in our errand, we must depart with all speed. Lady, you cannot go. The Rainbow Bridge has been damaged, and the sight of your company venturing once more to cross it might provoke another, more successful attack upon it. And we have not yet replaced your escort. We must still determine how many among our warriors' ranks have been corrupted by our enemy. Forgive me, Regent, But go we must, if the apples of immortality are ever again to thrive. Fear not, we will hie ourselves hence into secrecy with no escort. And not across the bridge to Midgard, but to a place much less anticipated. It is inconceivable, a never anticipated betrayal of this kind. No one in all Asgard could have foreseen it. For any of our own to be so depraved as to threaten the Rainbow Bridge. So you keep saying, my young friend, yet you behave as though sufficient drink might render the act comprehensible. Shall I stand you yet another flagon to try the experiment? Oh, service, if you will. How can you make light of such a thing? I never saw you before, yet you seem to be one of us. As I seem, so I am. Alas, not all things are equally obliging. Take this conviction of yours, that a true Asgardian could not wish Asgard ill. The saboteurs of Bifrost were the palace's elite guard, so your conviction is upturned. Rather face than face the rigors of reappraisal. You are driven here to drown your confusion in cheap ale and plead pitifully for answers from a stranger. Have a care how you speak to me, old man. I am Unda, son of Bard, and I've waged battle at the side of Odinson. So you have informed me several times. You need not do so again. Tell me instead. If you doubt, I can but make one final protest, Idun. I would not have you, Frey, undertake so perilous a sojourn across this belugged land unguarded and alone. I know you will not have it so, yet you will permit it all the same. I thank you for the respect you show me in doing so, and for acknowledging that with Midgard posing too great a risk, the flames chasm of Nidavellir is our truest hope of survival. If any place in all Asgard has evaded the grip of this unending winter, it will be there. And perhaps in the lonely soil that encircles the infernal pit, I can once again bring forth my apples and secure Asgard's very survival. As for travelling alone, I feel we are more nimbly, shall we go? Wish us well, old friend. I do. Would that I could do more. We shall not meet again, I know it. The knowledge of it claws at me. Yet allow her to ride on. I cannot dismiss their faces from my mind. Unarmed women, helpless children. I know it was wrong of the Frost Giants to use their unarmed kindred as shields, a thing craven and dishonorable. And yet the Asgardian army trod them underfoot all the same. Was that not craven and not dishonorable? The regent, he explained, if we allowed it once, it will inspire similar resistance in all our foes. Is it not significant that he thinks of them as foes, those nations whose protection is meant to lie in his hands? The principle behind empire is that it is mutually beneficial. The imperial state enjoys the rich resources of the subject lands, while bringing its higher culture to the subjected. An enemy empire worth the name begins in conquest, but endures through persuasion, and for many years the Frost Giants have been content to have it so. For they could see that our arts, our architecture, our medicine and music, all these were worth our presence on their soil. That they reject us now is a sign that we have devalued ourselves in their eyes. They see us with a clarity we ourselves cannot, and they have realized. We are grown decadent, corrupt. What then, Unda, son of Bard, valiant knight of the regent's army, Here sits one who preaches open sedition, and you do not raise your sword to him. Oh, for you speak truly. All around me I see the signs of it. We have become tyrants, careless, and dismissive of our duties and responsibilities, and our tyranny is being resisted. Those races who suffer such misuse at our hands, what choice have we offered them but to rise up against us? Ultimately, their cause will prosper because it is just. They will inherit the Asgardian continent to our disgrace. Only Asgard, who schlep. They will inherit the Asgardian continent to our disgrace. If only Asgard altered her shameful course. Would have her do so? I would, but what can one such as I do? Much. You represent the youth of Asgard. Hi, Cold R1. Thanks for the support. You represent the youth of Asgard. When you speak, you will be heard. So you must deliver a pronouncement, one that cannot be ignored. Why so silent, my love? Does Jord, the earth goddess, have no greetings for her husband? Or perhaps you once again prefer to be known as Gaia or Oda? Surely your aspect has altered. You are not my husband. Come now. I have travelled very far to see you. You must. I do not deny our union, but I forswear to be your wife as a result of it. I will not call you husband because you raped me. Do I hear you correctly? You wish to leave my command, Unda, son of Bard. I only wish to be of service, my lord. We have but lately returned from campaign and are not likely to set out again for some weeks. In the meantime, I would be of use to my homeland. And with noble Heimdall fallen, there is call for men to stand in his stead. Inaction does seem to have unnerved you, it is true. Very well, you may join those who stand sentry at the mouth of Rainbow Bridge. My aid will supply you with the commission, but be ready again to march on my side again when next I, Odinson. Though the Allfather's beard, you must shackle this harpy before she destroys what small authority may it retain. So, Tyre, Sif, what do you mean by, my lord? I found your great war god and his thugs practicing their craft on his guardian citizens. Rioters, regent, disturbers of the peace. Heard and interfered. I stopped them. This city has a militia, formed and effectual. There is panic in the streets that must be quelled. And violence is just the thing to quell panic. Force imposes order. Force provokes resistance, erodes respect. Whereas mewling like a gilded cat, that inspires reverence. Real strength is in discourse, speaking to the people, hearing their concerns instead of clubbing them into silence. Breaking windows is not an invitation to chat. No, it is a cry for help from this trident, the desperate, with the silence of Bifrost, such poor needy souls. You are predictable, and you ridiculous. Panic, chaos, tumult in the streets, and in the court. The Rainbow Bridge can be prepared, but how to mend this? Whoever our enemy may be, he is insidious. He moves against us in subtle ways, infecting our minds, turning us against our better selves. When he strikes, he targets not men but symbols. And winning Bifrost, he wounds us all as deeply as he wounded Heimdall. I am sorry, Odinson. He has breathed his last. I carry him now to Valhalla. One more blow, one more loss. One more failing with which Balder may taunt me. Balder. Take me with you, Brunhilde. What has grief maddened you? The living are not permitted in Valhalla. True, by Odin's decree, which with Odin's authority I now revoke. Balder speaks to me in dreams, but he speaks in riddles, torments me with visions. Perhaps that is the nature of dreams, which he is helpless to alter. I will go to Valhalla. I will find this shade of Balder. I will ask him to tell me in plain speech what he would have me know. And then I will put an end to these troubles. I have a sore throat. I'm going to stop. Thank you for listening.